Hey there, Scorpio. Welcome to your reading for, this is your February bonus reading. We're going to jump right in here, Scorpio, and see what is going on for you at this time. I think that there's probably a better way that you could be doing things. We're going to see here in a minute. This isn't like a bad thing, Scorpio, but you have the Seven of Swords. Most people read Seven of Swords as lying, cheating, stealing, which it can represent, but the Seven of Swords is really a card of tactics. He is, I'll show you in a minute, but he's stealing swords from an army in the background of the card. So he is basically going to war, but he's doing it in a different way. So both of these cards wanted to come out, and so we'll take it. Always the Tower with you, Scorpio, right? But, sorry, I'm just dropping cards all over the place. But what I would say, and I'm sure someone's going to ask, so Three of Pentacles, Ten of Swords, Page of Wands, if you want to know. I don't take pop-outs. That was just my Butterfingers, and that's also why I don't take pop-outs, is because I am a Butterfingers. They're not pop-outs. I can promise you. But, what I would say here is that, the Seven of Swords is a card of tactics and being tactical. So you really start this first row with this Thoughts card here. I'm going to pull an Oracle card for each part of this reading. And the Thoughts card, I do feel like you could be thinking about a person, or a person is thinking about you. Take it how it resonates here. If you are looking for love or connection. And, I do feel like, by the way, randomly, I do feel like this person would be interested in you, especially if you're interested in a person who either has no clue who you are, is what I'm getting here, or, a person that you've recently met or something like that. But there you go. You have the Seven of Swords again. He is stealing those swords from an army that's in the background here. I'm hearing the word reinvention as well. So you have the Tower. Again, to me, the Tower is not a bad card. It is your card anyway. And this is a very good reading. So, it's like anytime there's like a good reading, I always have some person that's like, yeah, but the Tower's showing up. I'm like, yeah, but that doesn't ruin an entire reading just because there's one bad card. And the Tower isn't even bad. The Tower is necessary. You wouldn't want to live a life without the Tower, trust me. But not only that, I think that there just are probably global Tower moments going on right now. But anyway, this is a card of doing things differently. It says, instead of doing something the same way that everybody does it, is there a better way? And, he's stealing swords instead of going to war, which obviously would be a better way to go to war. He doesn't have to kill anyone, and he also doesn't have to die, right? Because he's doing things in a different way. And you have the Nine of Pentacles as your crossing energy. The Nine of Pentacles really says that you have the skills to do something. It's like you have the skills necessary to be very successful with whatever you're working on. I have something here about you kind of like working on something recently, maybe over the past like year or 2 years or something like that. If you've recently started something new, but again, we're talking like the past year or 2 years or something like that, like a side hustle, a project, a business, could even be a garden in your backyard. I don't care what it is. I feel that you really have the skills to make it very successful. But the crossing energy can be what hurts you or helps you. And number one, I think that your focus is going to be very important, but I also feel like your environment. There is a snail right here on the Nine of Pentacles, and the snail kind of, snails wear their homes on their backs, and the snail in the tarot kind of represents your environment. The Tower could just be a move, so maybe some of you have to move, but again, it doesn't even have to be that. It just says, can you create a more positive environment for your work? If I had a bunch of distractions here going on, I would get no work done, right? So it's like, obviously, I have to create an environment where I am not distracted, and I kind of get that for you. Where it's like, can you, and it doesn't have to be perfect, right? But it's like, can you create more of a positive environment so that you can be more successful in doing whatever you're doing? That's a question that I'm getting off this card, and I can't answer that for you. The card itself also, she has these grapes behind her, and grapes in the tarot represent something that's very difficult to grow. So if you've been having a hard time getting something to improve or grow in your life, basically grapes require very specific conditions to grow. And in the tarot, the grapes on this card and also the King of Pentacles kind of represents needing to create the specific conditions to get something to grow in your life. So, sometimes I think we just have to mimic success. And, that's what I would be doing here. I'm kind of cheating a little bit, but, we go forward to this Queen of Wands. And the Queen of Wands, she needs to be bold and assertive. She really needs to go for what she wants. And, she needs to follow the sun, but she also maybe needs to kind of like mimic success. And that's kind of what I feel for you. In the area of your thoughts, you have the Ace of Cups. I do feel like some of you are thinking of a person. Could be a water sign, a fire sign, could be an air sign. You have basically everything here. Could be another Scorpio, for all I care. Could be a Cancer. Could be any sign, like I said. But, I think that some of you have love on your mind or on your thoughts. And again, if you are thinking about a person, I do feel this could be a very strong connection. Again, there's something here about like needing to be bold. I'm not saying you have to like approach this person. I've said this to you before, Scorpio, I swear. I'm not saying you have to be like bold or assertive or anything, but what I am saying is, like, I swear that I've made the joke with you before about like needing to learn how to flirt or something like that. So again, maybe you need to learn how to flirt. Maybe you need to flirt with this person or whatever if you're interested in love. But other than that, I think that your thoughts are on creating more fulfillment. The Ace of Cups is just a card of fulfillment and doing things that cause your energy to overflow. So again, you could be looking for better opportunities, like in work or business, or any area of your life. It's like you're looking for efficiency. Let's put it that way. In the area of your foundation, you have the Page of Cups. Again, definitely could be an admirer or someone that I kind of feel like you admire someone. And, I would just go for it. I think this could be a very good connection. He has this fish in this cup here. And I always say that fish could easily escape that cup. He needs to grab onto that fish and he needs to make it happen. So that fish is kind of like part of his dream, or it's something that he needs to manifest or, again, bring down to earth. So again, this could also be a dream. It doesn't have to be a person. I always look at the Page of Cups as having a dream, something that you want to accomplish, needing to grab onto the fish. The fish is the opportunity that you need to manifest here on earth. So, if you are dreaming of something or you've been creating something for, like I said, like the past 2 years or so, maybe like a year to 2 years, I feel like there are probably other ways to do it. It's almost as if, this is not accurate, but kind of what's popping into my head is it's almost like what you're doing is the old way to do things. So let's just say, which is fine, maybe it's working, right? It's like I tell people all the time, people always ask me about starting a tarot channel, obviously. And I always say, well, it's like you can do things the same way that everyone does tarot and you'll do perfectly fine, just do weekly readings, do monthly readings, do all 12 signs. That's the secret to success, basically, right? And you'll be you would do perfectly fine. But like, would you grow as much as me? Not to brag, right? Probably not. Or, someone I'm sure will. Like, there will always be someone who is better than me. There's always going to be someone who's going to be better than that person, right? There will always be someone. But really, the secret to success, if you want to do really well in tarot, for example, would be to do something, to put a twist on it, right? To do something that someone has never seen before, or to do it in a different way, or to add your own twist, your own spin, right? And I kind of feel that's what this is saying. Obviously, I'm not saying you have to create a tarot channel. I'm just giving you an example. But it's like, can you add your own spin, your own twist? Can you make something, more unique to you? And I feel that maybe the way that you're doing things is the old way, which is working, which is fine. There's no reason for you to completely reinvent the wheel. But like I said, can you make the wheels a little bit fancier? It's like back in the day, we just had wagon wheels. Now there are people who are driving around on like 20-inch rims or whatever the hell people buy nowadays. I have no freaking clue, right? I'm not a car person, obviously, but whatever it is. So it's like, can you make something more fancy? Can you jazz it up? That's what this is saying. In the area of your past, you have this main male card. I think that some of you maybe have cut out a connection. Here you have the Ace of Swords as well. Ace of Swords is a sacrifice. The Ace of Swords is a good card, but there's this palm frond right here, and palm fronds in the tarot can represent a sacrifice. And, again, the Ace of Swords is like a good sacrifice, though. It says you're cutting something out so that you can have something better in your life. You also have two aces, which really suggests to me that you could be having a new beginning, or that you are moving towards a new beginning here. And this would be a positive new beginning. But I do feel like some of you maybe were with a person that you thought you would be with forever, and it just didn't work out. And, I think this person maybe has been hard to let go of, even if they did you dirty. And now I think you're moving forward. I think you're moving towards a victory, number one. Even if you don't want love, I feel you're moving towards a victory. In the area of your very near future, you have this child card. Again, I would be careful getting pregnant. At this time, it seems to me like the energy is like you could probably get a nun pregnant right now. We might see that happen. We might see nuns getting pregnant because everyone in the 2024 readings had cards of children in birth and pregnancy and all that other stuff. So if you're not trying to get pregnant, I would be careful. Obviously, if you're too old to get pregnant, not for you. Obviously, if you can't get pregnant, not for you. But I'm just saying. So, be careful. Some of you, I feel like, are worried that, like, if you have a child and you are interested in a person, maybe you're worried about that. I wouldn't worry about it. It's popping into my head that you shouldn't be worried about it. I think that, if you're interested in a person, you have a child or something, I feel like this person will be perfectly fine with it. Wouldn't even worry about it. So there you go. I also feel that, again, you are a fixed sign. Aquarius, Scorpio, and Taurus, and Leo. I think the fixed signs really need to make sure that they're nurturing something into existence. Why? Uranus and Taurus, and also Jupiter and Taurus. Jupiter is going to leave Taurus, go into Gemini, but not till almost the summer, right? So we have a little bit more time before, Jupiter enters Gemini, like June or something like that. And so we have a little bit more time. But what I would say is that Uranus and Taurus rewards freedom, creating more freedom in your life, but also building something that you nurture into existence like a child. So I've been telling people for years that now is a time to work on something where you really nurture it, you really take care of it, you treat it like a garden, right? You have the Queen of Wands. Again, I feel like you're very attractive at this time. Doesn't matter what gender you are. If you're looking for love, I would get out there, obviously, with the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is also very bold and assertive. She really makes moves. She has a sunflower right here, and the sunflower is pointing towards the sun. So, the card itself says that you need to move towards the sun. The sun is your happiness, your joy, things that bring, happiness into your life, things like that. So it's like the sun is guiding you is what this says to me. I think the sun is guiding us all right now. And so you might be asking, what is the sun? The sun is your attention. Like what is your attention being drawn to? Are you having thoughts of starting a business? Are you having thoughts of improving your health? Are you having more thoughts of writing a book or doing something with your life? Like whatever it is, I would do it. The thing with the Queen of Wands is that she is learning as she goes. She has no clue what she's doing. She's doing it anyway. So, a lot of you could be in a position in life where it's like you're kind of like winging it. You don't really know what you're doing, but you're doing it anyway. In the area of your next few months, you have the Ten of Wands. I actually don't feel too bad about this. Yes, Ten of Wands is a card of burdens, but he planted those wands. And he's carrying a heavy burden, but he's about to reach his home in the background here. So he's about to put down his harvest, basically, and that is his harvest. So really, yes, this can represent a lot of responsibility. Yes, it can represent a lot of work, but again, he's about to have a harvest. So really, it's a good card. And I feel like you're about to have a harvest. In the area of your closest relationships, you have the Death card, which is you showing up. So you're showing up in a very strong position. I think that it's just saying that you are in control of all the relationships in your life. You are in control of how all the relationships in your life turn out. And I just think that you're in control of the relationships. It's just that simple. You have the King of Swords in the area of your future feelings. So again, I kind of feel like this is you, like feeling like you're bossing up, feeling like you have knowledge and wisdom or that you know where to go. He is a card of knowledge and wisdom, and it might sound simple, but what I'm getting here off of this card is that it kind of is just saying to me that you feel that you have the answers. You feel like you know what to do, which is a great feeling. There's nothing wrong with that. It's like what actions to take. The other thing here is that you have the Ace of Swords, King of Swords, and the Judication card at the end here. So this Judication card just can represent something legal. So you have a lot of cards that would represent law and order. So if you are dealing with something legal, or if you're dealing with a legal matter, or if you're dealing with anything having to do with law and order, it seems to me like you are getting law and order, or that there is law and order in your life. You have the Chariot and the Tower, and again, the Tower is a victory. The other thing that I'm getting here is that the Tower, the Chariot, he is leaving behind the city behind him, and he doesn't really know where he's going. He's going in a new direction. And the Tower, I kind of feel like the Tower could be you choosing to have a Tower moment, and you moving away from a place where, like an establishment. So you could be like quitting a job, for example. You could be moving away from people, and I feel like you are maybe that. What I feel here is that you could be creating a Tower moment for people in your life. So, it's like the Tower moment of you moving away from your family. It's kind of like what I'm getting here. If you're doing that sort of thing, or maybe you're quitting a job and starting a business, and it's like maybe your boss doesn't want you to quit, but it's like also at the same time, it's like maybe you don't want to work, right? And you want to do your own thing. So it's like you have to, right? So maybe you have to give your 2-month notice. When I quit Starbucks, I ended up working there for an extra 2 months after I quit because my boss was desperate, right? But anyway, I kind of feel that here where it's like maybe some of you have to give your 2-month notice instead of your 2-week notice. But it is what it is. At the same time, I also feel, the Queen of Wands to me also sometimes represents surprising people. she has this, sorry, I'm just dropping cards today, but she has this black cat right here. And the black cat in the times of tarot, black cats were considered very unlucky. And the whole point of the black cat is that she doesn't care what people think. She just has the black cat because she likes black cats. So, it's the card itself can represent doing something that you want to do and not caring what people think. So, do what you want to do. With the Seven of Swords and Nine of Pentacles, you have the Two of Cups. Yeah, I'm telling you right now, your days of being single are over. So, if you're looking for love, I feel like there is a person coming in for you. I feel, for whatever reason, I feel like you have to be bold or assertive or something like that here. I definitely have said this to you before, because I remember I made the grandma joke as well in one of your past readings. I'm pretty sure it was you. And, again, there's something here where it's like maybe you have to be a little bit more bold and like flirt with this person or learn how to flirt. I think that's a joke I made in your video. Like dropping your handkerchief in front of the person or something like that, right? So it's like maybe you have to do something. I feel like this person is very different than your usual type. These two are meant to look very different, but they have great communication, and sometimes opposites attract. So there you go. I don't even think you're opposites. With the Ace of Swords, you have the Six of Swords. Some of you could be waiting for a divorce to finish up or something like that, and that could be, it's like you want love, but you also want to wait, and, that could be going on here. But Six of Swords is improvements. You are clearly moving on to calmer shores, and things are improving for you. With the Page of Cups, you have the Eight of Cups. Eight of Cups is about walking away from things that no longer serve you. I feel like you're walking towards the Nine of Cups, but you definitely could be walking away from a situation that just isn't right any longer. For a lot of you, I really feel this could be just a move. And again, it might not even be a divorce. You could be married and you're like moving with the person that you're married to. So again, I'm not saying this has to be like love related. It could be something else. But if you're thinking about walking away from anything at this time, I do feel it will make your life better in a lot of ways. Like it will, especially if you're thinking about, upgrading your work, like getting a raise or a promotion or getting a new job. Obviously at this time, get the job first, then quit, because it is not a good time to just quit your job. With the Ace of Swords, here you go. A victory. Also could be a move. Some of you clearly could be moving. But you have two cards of victory here, Ace of Swords and the Chariot. Even though they're showing up in the past, I really feel there could be some sort of big victory, and it could be a surprise. This could be like a surprising victory with the Tower. Like I always say, like the Tower does not have to be a bad card. It is not really a bad card. Really, if anything, it's a good card. Those people have been ignoring reality for too long, and they're being brought back down to reality. So it's like, how is that a bad thing? It's like, yeah, sometimes the Tower can be uncomfortable, but again, sometimes it can be a light bulb moment where you have a sudden realization that leads to a victory, which is what this looks like to me. With the Queen of Wands, you have the Three of Swords. Someone's heartbroken here. You could be dealing with a person. Maybe this is where the hesitation is coming from. It's like maybe you're interested in a person and you happen to know that they've gone through a heartbreak. So you're kind of like wondering, maybe this person has gotten a divorce or is divorcing. And so, it seems to me like you could be wondering, like, are they ready? Are they going to be ready? Like all those questions. So some of you could be wondering that. With the Ten of Wands, you have the Justice card. There you go. Adjudication, justice. You have a lot of law and order here. So again, someone could be finishing something up. The Ten of Wands, again, is coming up in the area of the next few months. So this might be kind of taking its time. Justice is also cause and effect, and I personally believe that we are in a time where we really, really need to extra pay attention to cause and effect. We really need to focus on it in extra. And, I know it sounds obvious, but I believe personally that the energy is screaming at us that we really need to pay attention to what's working, what's not working. We need to double down on the stuff that's working. We need to get rid of the rest in life. And people always say to me, that's obvious. And I'm always like, okay. But like in the next sentence, they'll be complaining about the relationship. I'm like, you're doing something that isn't working. So it's not obvious. You are not paying attention to it, right? And so we need to be very, very strict with ourselves. I can't do this for you, unfortunately. And, we need to say to ourselves, like, if something is not working, I need to fix it. And again, this doesn't mean you have to leave a relationship either. Like, trust me, you don't want to be out here running around on these streets if you have a relationship, right? It is like a freaking war zone, dating nowadays. So I think it's much, much better to stay in something that obviously, someone always comes at me and is like, oh, my partner is beating me every single second of the day. You're saying I have to stay in this? No, never said that. Obviously, if a person is beating you, leave. But what I am saying is if you're in something that is positive for the most part, and then maybe there are little things that need to be fixed, justice says it's better to double down on the good stuff and fix it than it would be to leave. So I'm not suggesting that you just up and leave something. Obviously, if you're being beaten every single day, then leave. That should be obvious. With the death card, you have the Ten of Swords. Something is dead in your life, for sure. Ten of Swords is something being dead, done, over with. So I feel for a lot of you that you could be moving on from something. I kind of feel like it's something you don't want to do anymore. So, again, I feel this is an obvious thing. I think that for a lot of you, this could be your job or what you do to make money. If you have been working on a project, like I said, for like the past year, 2 years, I do feel like that's going to like take off. The Ten of Swords is a blessing in disguise. So, this is like some sort of blessing. The other thing I'm getting here is that if you've already ended a relationship like in the past, because you have that main male card, so that could be a woman, doesn't have to be a man, but you could have a person from your past, that you thought was your person. It's like now you could be meeting a new person, and you're seeing like, wow, now I see why, that didn't work out, right? With the King of Swords, you have the Six of Wands. You are definitely a big victory coming in for you here. It's like a surprising victory or something is happening for you at this time. What it is, I'm not exactly sure. For some of you, it could be a move. For others, it's moving jobs. For others, it's a new relationship. I literally feel it's different for all of you. So take how it resonates, but you're definitely going to feel victorious. With the Tower and the Chariot, you have the Queen of Pentacles. I feel like you're attracting someone who's very resourceful as well. Could be a Capricorn or a person with Capricorn in their chart, but I also feel this could be you getting the resources necessary to, get something that you desire in your life, whatever it is. Could be like work, business. You're definitely increasing your resources. We see that quite a bit here in this reading. But let's see here. Are you kidding? You have this purse card that says pay attention to your finances. I definitely feel you are improving your finances at this time. You have this target. It says a goal-oriented person. I think that this is you. You have too many cards of focus. Ace of Swords, King of Swords, the Queen of Wands with the Sun. I think as long as you are focusing in a direction with this card, that you will get what you want. So pretty simple. You have this Casket card, someone going out of your life or the end of a situation. In the tarot, this isn't tarot. Yes, I understand that. But in the tarot, caskets, coffins kind of represent your old life. Outside the coffin is your new life. So for a lot of you, I feel like you could be kind of like stepping into your new life or stepping into a new life here. You have this Teapot card that says deep friendship with someone of the same sex. Yes, there could be new friends coming in for you. Again, you have the Death card in the area of your closest relationship. So there could be some sort of, revitalization in the people that you know. The thing that makes sense to me here is, again, if you're moving, and a move doesn't have to be a move. You could be moving somewhere, yes, but you could also just be moving jobs. You could be moving positions. You could be, going to a different gym every single day. It could be any type of move here. But if you're moving, this could lead to new people. You have this dog barking. It says advice from a friend. I feel like you should listen to your friends, especially if you have a person like King of Swords. King of Swords reminds me of like a mentor, so if you have someone who you look up to, I would definitely listen to that person. You have this bird flying card that says news is on the way. Yes, good news is coming in for you. I also feel, I'm telling you right now, if you I feel like you will not regret communicating with a person, especially if it's an earth sign, or did I say something else? I don't remember. Whatever, it doesn't matter. If you have your eye on a person, I would just do it, especially if you like work with this person or socialize with this person or something like that, because of the death card in the area of your closest relationships. I think this is going to be really good for you. But really, really good reading, just in general. I think that there's some sort of victory coming in for you. So thank you for being here, and definitely enjoy your week.